catching the sun. It's really interesting to look back because when I left the house, I had this drive to get a picture of the sun. And it was basically at the crack of dawn, sunrise, which is an unusual time for me to be awake. And I just thought, at first I was just going to walk to the end of the street and take a good shot, take a good photograph. And then I realized that that the positioning of the end of the street wasn't going to be enough for me to get the shot at that time. But I really wanted it. So I said, you know what, I'll walk around the corner. I'll see if I can get the shot. And then I realized that I wasn't seeing it. But I really wanted the photograph. So I decided I had this drive to get this photo, which, I like taking photographs, but normally I wouldn't think, oh, I've got to jump in a car to get to the spot where I can take the picture. But I remember, jumping in my mother's car and, the dew being on the windows reminding me of how early it was. And just thinking, oh, I don't care, I'm gonna pursue this. And when I found myself going from the back streets to a main road, driving down that main road, I realized, wait a minute, really, how far am I willing to go to take this picture? But as I was on that high road, as the reflection states, I thought about the kings. I thought about how inspired they were to follow that star. And yes, as I listened to your reflection, that end goal, it was something that drove them. And I thought about that whole idea of being inspired. That inspiration will cause you to move. It will cause you to get out of your comfort level. It will cause you to follow a goal that may be a creative goal, or it may be something even more than something creative. It may be something that's helpful to someone else. It may even cause you to leave the country. It can cause you to really, it's really what drives us to do things. And so when I came back and I realized that, look to the right, I felt a little silly because, I saw that, oh, wow, I could have stayed right where I was and got the shot. But I was glad about the fact that I actually made the steps that I made. And I was kind of taken aback by all of the steps that I took. And I realized, wow, I was really, really inspired. I was inspired to jump into a car and go to take this photograph. And it made me wonder, well, what are the things that inspire us to do things? What happens when we're not inspired? What do we miss out on when we don't take steps? But at the same time, I was also reminded of the fact that when we want to, whether it's explicitly or without us even thinking, pursue God, and get closer to God, He will meet us if we're directly, going forth to meet up with Him, or whether we are standing still and we're not really looking for Him. He'll come and meet us where we are to have an encounter with us, and that reminder of the sun rising and going down is a reminder of God's consistency, His faithfulness, and ultimately His love for us. that it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can see the sun go up, you can see the sun go down, and you can be reminded that there's a God that is there for you. You know, no matter where you are, in the place you are, or in the mindset you are, or in the heart place you are, he's going to meet you.